going to highlight some of the lies and some of the things you've never been told about slavery. For the most part, Christianity has been bastardized and has been accused of being the sole perpetrator of slavery on the continent of Africa. What if I told you that there was a slavery going on for more than 1,000 years on the continent of Africa, way before any Europeans touched down on this continent? So the first thing you need to know is that slavery predates the coming of any Europeans, including Christian missionaries, to the continent of Africa. In confidence, Bolanyo Bansa, and I'm going to mention his credentials so that you see how important this article is to the discussion. He's a PhD holder and is a lecturer in the Department of Religion and Human Values, at least at the time this paper was written, at the University of Cape Coast, among other academic and non-academic positions held internationally. He was a research associate at the Center of World Christianity, School of Oriental Studies, Oriental and African Studies, SOAS, University of London, as well as a lecturer in Theology and Religious Studies at the University of Roehampton, and Christ College London, Canterbury Christ Church University. So those are his credentials. And in his paper, Christian Colonialism, Slavery in the African Diaspora, he states that during prehistorical era, war captives, condemned criminals, debtors, aliens, farming victims, political dissidents were subject to slavery within African society. He goes on to state that Islamic Berber traders from North Africa started buying slaves in other parts of the African continent and exporting them to North Africa generally as domestic workers and sex slaves during the trans-Saharan or the trans-Mediterranean trade as early as the 8th century. In another paper by Emmanuel Kojo Entry titled Church Involvement in the Transatlantic Slave Trade, Biblical Antecedent vis-a-vis the society's attitude towards wealth or attitude to wealth, he also states slavery had existed already in Africa. He goes on to state that the West African Kingdom of Ghana had already traded in slaves before it fell to the Muslims in the 11th century. The European transatlantic slave trade started in the 15th century, so in the 1400s. This North African trans-Mediterranean trade started as early as the 8th century. So you had kings, then you had the 8th century with the trans-Mediterranean slave trade, then you had the transatlantic slave trade. So there were at least two before the transatlantic slave trade.